Today on CarTraction you join me in what is quite possibly a dream shed. We're at the Cotswold Motoring Museum today, and I've actually been here before, but I was very little when I came here, and now I know a lot more about cars, and there's a lot to say because this is probably the best selection of pre-war bicycles, motorcycles, pre-war cars, sports cars. The calibre and quality of stuff here is just unbelievable. I could spend 10 minutes stood in this exact spot and still probably look at about 10% of everything that is directly above me. It is genuinely unbelievable, this museum, the Cotswold Motoring Museum, and I'm really looking forward to having a look around. As I said, I'm just blown away. The door is just there. I've only got this far so far, and there's just a crazy amount of cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to, and this isn't the only building as well, I'm really looking forward to having a look around the many buildings, the many thousands of pieces of memorabilia and really early bicycles, and yeah, it's just amazing. Let's get into it. Now, the lighting isn't incredible in here, so I'm sorry if the big old DSLR camera doesn't cope too well. There's Dad doing a video, and I'll have a look in that area, but we're trying not to stumble over each other today, so I'll have a look at probably what is one of my favourite cars already here. But before we do, just get an idea of the insane amount of memorabilia here, and it's not just like all like cheap petrol cans. There's some, I mean, like all those oil pourers along there that are actually in the shade, which is quite annoying and dark. They're like really early pieces, and I bet all these globes are all original, and they're just absolutely unbelievable. Just hanging up there among potentially lesser bicycles is still very nice, pre-war bike, but just up there is a, I don't know, maybe a CMC solid tyre safety bicycle, solid tyres, no rubber, late 1880s, early 1890s, absolutely incredible bit of kit. And I mean, look at that, Royal Enfield cycles made like a gun. We'll make sure to have a look at lots of the memorabilia, but the standard of things here. Look at that, the Dominion pump over there, Dominion sign. I've never seen a Sun Insurance sign before either. And yeah, I've never seen plenty of these signs before. Hercules cycle. Yeah, it's just a really unbelievable aesthetic here. There's some real quality bits of kit, and the illuminated signs, you know, that's all, to be honest, hideously expensive, all this stuff, so that's incredible that it's all under one roof. And once the camera catches up with the uneven lighting, we can have a look at this absolutely stunning 1932 MG J2 proper pre-war sports car. Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? Two-seater vintage sports car. Can't even get around it, we're so packed in. You've got all sorts of picnic equipment because you've got the old gypsy caravan there. Non-supercharged, some of the more racing models, and some of these I'm sure have been modified with superchargers for the likes of the vintage sports car club racing events. This one looks restored in lovely original condition. That is just very nice, and many motorcycles here, and that is a proper quality bit of kit. Sunbeam, one of the best motorcycle makers of their day, really. That's a 1924 Sunbeam Model 2 350 single cylinder. Just stunning bits of lots of pre-war kit as well, actually, which I love to see. It's just all that exposed engineering, all the exposed metal parts. And then for 30s, the very early 30s, 1930, New Imperial Model 7 Deluxe. That is a very tasty, another single cylinder motorcycle. Haven't heard of New Imperial before. Both of these have got hand change gear selectors, so challenging bit of kit to ride. Very tasty pre-war stuff already. Austin 7 Chummy in the corner over there, 1929. Little Austin 7 corner, you could say. Austin 7 Swallow with the Raleigh bicycle sign and many more in the background. Really beautifully designed little car, actually. Really distinctive styling, very streamlined. And then this is more conventional Austin 7. Is it a Nippy? Maybe this looks to be very much one of the sporting models. There we go, Austin 7 Nippy, 1935. Absolutely wonderful little car. Got a little MG TD, either electric or pedal car, or maybe even a little engine in it. That's so cool. And some kind of proper veteran machine just next door. I just can't get over the level of the memorabilia. All these signs all together, and we're in a really old barn, actually. These are several 100-year-old barns, so everything is just right about it. We've got some fantastic pedal aeroplanes up there as well. That is an especially tasty one there. That's just unbelievable. And then yeah, I mean, even just behind all the globes, you can't see them because of the very atmospheric lighting of the globes. There's just tins absolutely everywhere. I mean, look at that, it's a miniature Glyco tin over there, something I've absolutely never seen before, and it's just hidden up in the corner there. And I bet all these globes are original, and they're also big money. Wow, an ROP globe. ROP, Russian Oil Products, one of the most desirable brands, really. Just incredible stuff. And got an old lady's bike there, which is a Crescent, which has a really cool chain guard on it, very quality machine. And maybe like a BSA, that one is actually. BSA racer. Probably late 20s, early 30s over there, with just so many more signs in the background. I think the camera's probably having a bit of a fit with all the light changing, but I've got to do this even though I haven't got the little one on me today. Here's a full-sized MGTD, another Gypsy Caravan, the AA box, and a lovely speed limit sign over there. Really, yeah, just an assault for all the senses. There's that lovely solid tyre safety bicycle up there. Lovely petrol pump. Another old BSA racer up there. Got like a full toolkit in the frame of that one and a saddle bag. That's really cool, actually. Morris Minor used to have one like this, I think. But yeah, it's got a similar back to the one we used to have. Not the usual Morris Minor 1000, but the pre-war Morris Minor. Ours is a 32. This looks similar, maybe. Don't know. Can't really see. Very nice petrol can on it. Yeah, lovely old sort of little sports convertible. Cycle Master, based on a lady's bike, but a engine mounted in the rear wheel. I really fancy one of those, to be honest. They're really just funny things. A engine mounted inside the rear wheel on a push bike. You've got all these sort of different controls. Very cool. Inside the old Caravan. I mean, even just behind there's so many lovely signs just hidden. This is really amazing, really. Yeah, and all the period kit in there. I can't imagine the work that goes into putting together a collection like this. Got another lovely old autocycle or moped, a James, that one. And that is next to an MGY series, a YA or a YB, I don't know. One of the 1.25 litre 4-cylinder post-war MG saloons, 1950 this one. Lovely Lucas King of the Road domed headlamps on that one. That is very nice little car, actually. That is unbelievable. Actually, an Indian V-twin, 1916 Indian. I'm genuinely lost for words in that. Actually, that's probably more than £100,000 motorcycle. That is just wow. Yeah, 1916 Indian. God, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Look at this thing. Hand gear change down there. What? Look, there's just so much memorabilia just hiding. I just sort of can't comprehend the level of quality of memorabilia. It's like an old American push bike over there, and so many more signs. But this is absolutely stunning. Incredible original paint. Old Indian V-twin, most desirable one, 680cc V-twin, the sporting model. Indian are the most stunning vintage American motorcycles. God, that is absolutely unbelievable. It looks like it still has like an original dealer plate or something on there. That is absolutely unbelievable. What a gem. I've spent a while on it, I know, but that is just on another level. Now this is an interesting car in the corner, an Austin Bantam from 1934. Basically an Austin 7 that's been very nicely rebodied to suit the American market. It looks like it's had a much wider than standard body. It almost looks like a bigger car than it is, but it's actually very small. Just the two-seater, maybe a dicky seat in the back. I'm not quite sure what the body at the back is. It's actually a really sharp looking little car. Yeah, designed for probably Australian and American market by the looks of it. A really cool interpretation and very nicely done actually on the Austin 7 platform. Next vintage car is this 1937 Austin 10 Clifton. We're going to skip over this one relatively quickly, and just after looking at that fantastic Austin mat under there, that's a rare bit of memorabilia. There's a BSA Bantam there and a stunning 1920s BSA flat tanker with so much more memorabilia behind it. It's quite unbelievable. That's a proper machine. But I just wanted to take a look at this. Absolutely stunning Riley. This is the Adelphi body on this one, most likely a 12.4 based by the looks of it. Adelphi referring to this specific style of body shape, a really rare body. You see Riley Monaco's, which is like a saloon, and then Riley Kestrel, which is like a streamlined sporting saloon. And Riley made some fantastic cars. This has a twin cam overhead cam 4-cylinder engine, which is very, very advanced for the mid 1930s, and they're very successful racing engines. But yeah, this is very, very nice. This is just a 4-cylinder, yeah, 2.4 litre 4-cylinder, so it's the big block 4-cylinder, so a 12.4, so that would actually be quite a powerful car. And being an Adelphi, it's got a really unique body on the back of it, actually, really lovely shape around the back. We've also got this very nice Riley emblem there, which I haven't seen on any other one. I'm guessing that's something to do with the Adelphi body shape that this one is. Lovely original interior. That's actually a really lovely and usable car. I'd absolutely love something like that, to be honest. And just next door is something quite a bit of high end here. This is a BMW 327, well, none of the larger cars BMW made in the mid to late 1930s. This sort of frontage is well known for being on the 328 BMW race cars, but this is a 327, like a touring two-seater body by the looks of it. Most likely powered by the BMW/Bristol 6-cylinder engine. I imagine it would be. What a car, yeah. This is a bit of vintage German glamour, isn't it? We've got a Brockhaus Corgi, which is a parachutist's folding motorbike adapted for the mass market, I think, after World War II, but they were used in the Second World War before being a public market thing, which that one is, I believe, and they're very desirable little things, actually, but this BMW is a very, very sleek looking machine. Once again, just can't get over the quality of memorabilia that's here. Lit up signs and all these vintage pyramid cans that are out of focus at the moment, but trust me, they are lovely. You're going to have to come down in person to see them because they're out of focus at the moment, but trust me, they are all very, very nice indeed. Now, I mentioned the Riley Kestrel body when I was talking about that absolutely lovely Adelphi over there. And here we actually have a Riley Kestrel, this one from 1934. This one has a very lovely streamlined body, single window at the back, some of them with 2 windows at the back. That's a very nice Associated Motorways sign. You see some brands and memorabilia here I've never seen before. I really like that standard cars sign. This is perhaps my personal favourite shape. That is that's also another unbelievable bit of memorabilia. The old Shell Stickman, probably 1920s. It's just crazy, the stuff that's here, really. But this looks a very smart Riley Kestrel, 1934. I love this era of Riley. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm guessing this is based on a 12.4. There you can see the twin cam Riley engine. Very successful in motorsport, that engine core design. Obviously this is in a road car, but the Riley Brooklands and the TT Sprite, powered by those engines to many, many wins. And the standard 8 here, pre-war sort of design, but this is actually 1946, known as the Flying 8 in the pre-war era, but this is a 46 post-war, only just though, car. Little side valve 4-cylinder, very entry-level and simple little pre-war tourer there. Now, I've already seen one unbelievable vintage motorcycle in the form of that 1916 Indian, which is just crazy, but we've got another one here, and Bruff Superior is something that will make any motorcyclist weak at the knees if you know your stuff about old motorcycles. Often said to be the Rolls-Royce of motorbikes, one of the most advanced, one of the most fastest bikes of its day. This is the Bruff Superior SS80. There was the SS100, which is an even more desirable model. This is the very slightly smaller, but still absolutely stunning SS80 V-twin engine, twin carb. Just really unbelievable, incredibly desirable vintage motorbike there. Looks in beautiful condition. I bet it wouldn't take much to get these riding. Just been reading that apparently Brough used to build these up, fully create them, and then tear them down and build them again before they were sold to anyone. So they effectively built the old motorbike twice, which is one way of doing your quality control. But I mean, Brough Superior is not a very well known mark actually, but if you know anything about motorcycles, you would have heard of Brough Superior, and it's that's probably £100,000 motorbike just sitting in the corner there. It's genuinely unbelievable. I mean, I don't know whether that is what this thing's worth. I'm just guessing, but I know that especially the SS100 will be getting up there. The proper fastest model, probably a 120 mph bike in its day. I just can't stress it enough. You guys need to come here. The quality of exhibits is on another level. Austin 12.4 taxi in this corner. There's plenty of pre-war stuff in here. Got the 1948 Harley Davidson FL, another absolutely stunning V-twin classic motorbike. And yeah, another one that is extremely desirable. You can see the really cool hand change, 4-speed. And they're amazing accessories on these early Harley Davidsons, really stunning. And over here, I've never seen one of these before. This is a display sort of storage cabinet for these smaller Shell oil cans here, and those are sort of slightly smaller ones, and this one round the back would also have loads of them in. Absolutely amazing piece. I dread to think how much that would cost, as well as that very lovely illuminated garage sign. Lovely, another bus sign over there. It's just, yeah, you're going to need several hours to check out all the memorabilia in here. Even got a push bike with a sidecar over here, a rally ladies bike with a sidecar. It's not often you see a human powered two-wheeled machine with a sidecar. That's actually really cool. In this corner we have yet more stunning memorabilia, some glass signs up there, Riley and Rover. This is a cool little moped sort of thing. No idea what that is really. This is a Riley RMD, the Tourer body, this one, 2.5 4-cylinder engine, twin cam up front. And probably worth just as much as the car is this absolutely unbelievable sign. Just hidden behind it, the British Dominion sign. I think it was early car insurance or something, but the most desirable sign that probably exists. Absolutely unbelievable to see one at all. I've never seen one before, probably won't ever see one again. Just crazy. This here is a very tasty machine, an early 1930s Invicta company that really did not last long. I'm not sure if they even produced cars after the war. It looks to be a 4-cylinder Triumph engine, sort of American styling, lovely original condition, 1932. Oh yeah, went bankrupt in 1933, founded in 1925. I know Invicta also made wristwatches as well. But they've made a pretty cool looking car, but maybe it didn't sell that well, or the company had financial problems, you never know. But that is a stunning car, and I imagine extremely rare. And you can see around the back of that glorious BMW 327 there. Jaguar XK140 here, 1956 and 1954. Sunbeam Alpine Mark II, louvered bonnet, the sporting car in Sunbeam's range. Could say loosely based on the Talbot 90, but much more souped up under the bonnet. And that Invicta is quite a thing, and probably one of the earliest exhibits in here is this, a Ford quadricycle from 1896. I have no idea what's going on with the sort of transmission of this one. I can see several flywheels, looks like belt drive. Just crazy engine designs. Probably lots of bicycle technology on this one actually. So cool to see something that early. We've come into another one of the many sheds here. We'll have a little look around. There's a penny farthing up there. That actually looks to be, I know penny farthings always have huge wheels, but that looks a very large penny farthing, like a 56-inch wheel, or maybe getting on for 60 or so. That looks absolutely massive. And we've got another push bike with a sidecar there, but this one is engine assisted, and a really cool Dunlop trolley compressor. This is another incredibly rare car, the Triumph Super 7, 1932. Never heard of a car like this before. A little sporting saloon, maybe, drop head coupe. This chap's pumping his fuel up by the looks of it. There's another very, very lovely sidecar over there. Little shop front here, lovely, lovely stuff. Looks like pedal car repairs are going on. And, a little bit dark, but there you go, they are there. Not sure what that pedal car up there is. It looks very, very nice, and that is a Bugatti pedal car. That is a seriously desirable bit of kit in lovely original condition. This looks to be one of the sheds with the earlier machinery in, a 1911 car over there of some sort, a two-seater. It's a little bit dark in here, so hopefully the camera is doing alright. Got a very early tricycle here, probably late 1880s. A couple of bicycles here. I absolutely love these sort of frame-fitting toolkits. I really want one of those for one of my bikes. That would look so good. That's a vintage Pashley, and this is a proper veteran, probably early 1890s by the looks of it. A safety bicycle called the Safety because the wheels are the same size as opposed to what was known as the ordinary bicycle, now more known as the penny farthing over here. That bicycle over there is called the Safety because it's quite a bit safer than riding one of these things. I did a video about following a couple of guys on an 11-mile ride on one of those, and they were both on pennies or their ordinary bicycles, which was quite fun to watch. Not exactly sure what this veteran car is. An All Days and Onions Victoria. The manufacturer All Days and Onions. There you go. Quite a thing. Lots of lovely brass, and I'd absolutely love to have a really early era safety bicycle like this one. Lurking in the darkness in the video. Yeah, it's just really crazy setup here. Look at that, there's an old Riley Brooklands racing car pedal car over there. That's another valuable bit of kit. And a old MG based on the 816 platform, an MG 1100, this one from 1964. I've got the grill off one of those in my shed. It looks like they've got genuine mud on this one. They must have just driven it around a field to get it nice and muddy, so it looks right. There's the rally car in here. There's a lovely old scrambler motorbike there. Wow, a Calthorpe Fast and Furious, just hiding behind that sign really, but that's once again another very valuable, very early racing motorcycle, a Calthorpe. And this one is a Levi's, another single cylinder 1930s, judging by the girder forks suspension system on the front. What a bit of kit that is. Oh, there you go, a Morgan Jap three-wheeler. We've had pretty crazy views on my video about the Morgan three-wheelers of a local guy to us called Ian. He has a 40 brake horsepower road car, so this is probably sort of 30 brake horsepower, and then he also has a 105 brake horsepower racing Morgan three-wheeler, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to potentially doing a video of riding along in his 100 brake horsepower one, because you guys thought riding along the 40 brake horsepower one was pretty scary. Well, yeah, try 300 brake horsepower per ton in a 1928 car with one few too many wheels, and that looks quite a nice early one, a genuine Jap engined Morgan three-wheeler. There's no way there's another British Dominion site. These are like 10 grand each. This is original. God, that's mad, isn't it? I'm shocked that there's another one just there. I've never seen one in my whole life, and now I've seen two in the same place. Just a crazy selection of items here. I'm going to skip over these. We'll go back to them in a moment, because I see this absolutely stunning 1924 flat tanker motorcycle, a P&M Panther, this one. Absolutely gorgeous original paint. Really stunning old single cylinder. This is like a period shop front here, really cool, loads of bicycles up there. It's good stuff for a bicycle guy like me here. I'm certainly getting myself into motorcycles more and more, really, especially these really early machines. Maybe not something quite as high-end as this lovely P&M Panther, but maybe something like an old Triumph or Raleigh, a little bit more affordable. Another incredible array of memorabilia and old car parts. Just amazing, amazing. And this looks to be another Austin 7 Nippy. One of the first cars in the museum, actually. A little sporting body. An Austin Ulster, there you go. An Ulster body on this one. One of the most successful formats of the original Austin 7, really. Still very successful in their classes at VSCC, Vintage Sports Car Club events. Got a square-nosed Morris Oxford here, 1929, four-seater Tourer. I'm guessing none of these cars come out because they are pretty packed in. This is interesting, a Durham car, there you go, I've probably knackered the pronunciation of that, comprising mainly of Austin 7 parts, including a 4-cylinder Austin 7 engine. The small car was built in South Africa to be used for advertising purposes. Built as a one-off for a local garage, the name translates roughly from Afrikaans as confused or stupid. That is such a cool little car. Once again, extremely desirable, being a one-off, all built with period parts. It's not just a later replica with a little electric engine in it, based on a mobility scooter or something silly like that. This is proper. I mean, that would be, yeah, it's got the same engine as this car here, but in a car that small, it'd actually be a really fast little car to drive as well. Really, really cool. And a Fiat Topolino. These are like a 600cc, maybe even smaller, maybe like 400 and something. Very distinctive little cars, and there's that very nice Morgan three-wheeler. 1936 that Morgan three-wheeler is, and another absolutely unbelievable sign for a flat tank New Hudson 3-speed motorbike. That pair of petrol pumps are absolutely stunning. What an amazing design. Maybe a slightly achievable pre-war motorcycle, although it is very, very nice and probably isn't actually. It's a Royal Enfield Flying Flea, this one from 1939, with a World War II blackout lamp on it. Little single cylinder, probably a 2-stroke, looks like quite a small engine. I imagine quite a bit more affordable than like the Panther, and definitely more so than the Indian, but being a Royal Enfield, still a quality machine and probably still out of my realistic range. That's also one of the most impressive signs I think I've ever seen. Hobart Motorcycle. Just pretty much one-offs, these period signs now. Looks to be like a 1960s section here. Ford Zephyr 6 Mark III, 1964. Very sharp looking car. An Aerial 3. What spelled disaster really for a classic British motorcycle manufacturer. A Pashley tricycle. Actually a really cool bit of kit. That's so cool actually. See how the steering wheel goes in there, and then it's like a bike chain there and cogs, and it goes down to there and the lens cap was flying in the way there, but yeah, really cool way of the kit. And its engine is there sort of hidden underneath all that streamlined bodywork. Mini Clubman here. Fantastic sort of themes here. 1959 Triumph Herald, you know, you can tell this is the sort of 60s room just by the sort of feel of it. Or her P1800 ES, slightly later bicycles in here. I'm much into the earlier sort of pre-war era bicycles mainly, apart from the later racers from the sort of 60s and so, but these ones look to be late 50s, early 60s. A tandem up there, Rally 20 tandem, rare bit of kit. Yeah, P1800 ES here, really cool looking car actually. And this is a Norman Nippy moped. I very nearly went and sort of bought something like this. I think they're really lovely things, but it'd be quite a big hit on the old finances, so I probably won't, but they're cool little things. The Beckmeter 1960s pump, look at that. The Sun 1120 electronic engine tester. This is the sort of thing you just never ever see anymore, really. Unbelievable bit of kit. I imagine when this fires up, you get like a really cool like heart monitor type thing for the engine. It just like going into the garage in the 60s or something, you'd be amazed by the sort of space age tech of something like that. A few motorbikes over here. We've got a Land Rover over here, and a Hillman Imp there. A Strider, really weird bicycle there. A few later cars around here, later cars and two-wheeled machines, a rally chopper there. And a very nice Morris Minor MM convertible. And you've got another slightly later car engine diagnostic machine. That looks to be 70s. That other one was incredible. I hadn't realised this Series 2 Land Rover has like a really cool home built, almost like a canal boat sitting on the top. I'm guessing it's so you can stand up inside it. This room is a small one, and for small cars, an incredible selection. There's some stuff down there. Lovely selection of scratch-built cars here, cars and lorries. I mean, these are very desirable things. I mean, those Rovers are very, very lovely. There's some very, very, very nice pedal cars in the other room, which we'll look at shortly. There's some lovely vintage racing car models and lorries and toys. But yeah, something caught my eye in here. And it's not any of these actually, I didn't even see these, some slightly later models. Incredible, all the stuff. But what caught my eye, and it's because I'm restoring one at the moment, is this absolutely fantastic little what is that? This great little Austin Pathfinder. Pretty much the second most desirable vintage pedal car out there after the Bugatti pedal cars. That looks in absolutely gorgeous condition, actually, based on the Austin 750cc twin cab racer, and just next to it is an unbelievable. I mean, you'd have to have a rich daddy to get that at a young age, wouldn't you? That is can't even tell what it is, but a very early sort of pre maybe World War I two-seater pedal car. Not often you get two in there. It's just crazy, isn't it? Here we've got Brum. I'm sure some of you guys will remember this one, the old TV series. Is this potentially the original car based on Austin 7 Chummy? I think this might actually be one of the original ones in the films, which is quite cool. So many more pedal machines, model planes. Very tasty Vauxhall pedal car, Triang Brooklands Racer. We've got one of those at home, which is actually in really nice original condition. And this one's very nice, I think another early Triang. Maybe the third most desirable pedal car model out there, the Austin J40, based on the same floor plan as the Austin Pathfinder racing car. These are a lot more common actually, and they're also very big money, but the Pathfinders are just that little bit rarer. Based on the Austin Devon, a Daimler pedal car and an extremely rare MG, and another Brum over there. That MG is a very, very lovely early pedal car. And yeah, it's cool to see the actual car that appeared in all the Brum series playing behind there. Another amazing pre-war pedal car up there. These are desirable things now, and there's just that hanging up there. Absolutely stunning, stunning. And then that bare metal, bare aluminium pedal plane, absolutely gorgeous as well. Another absolutely gorgeous, maybe Triang pedal car there. Beautifully made and great proportions. Another one of my favourites is this Rudge Whitworth Child's motorbike. What an amazing bit of kit. I didn't notice the HP Source ride-on car. Well everyone, that was my speedy walk around of the Cotswolds Motoring Museum. You can just see the MGJ2. Absolutely unbelievable museum. You can really tell it's very popular, and it has the highest standard of memorabilia that I've ever seen. It's just absolutely unbelievable really. So cheers for checking this one out. Make sure to check out the channel homepage for other, obviously, all sorts of classic car videos, old car, lots of pre-war car stuff hopefully in the future as well, so make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with that. And yeah, it's just a really, really impressive place. So do all that. Thank you very much for watching.